Something really interesting happened in the Durham region in March. The average home price dropped by $75,000 compared to last year. And yet homes are still selling at about 100% of asking price and faster than they were last month. So what does that mean if you're trying to buy right now? Stick with me because the answer tells you exactly what kind of market you're stepping into and what you need to be ready for. I'm Villia Truelove, and I've been helping families buy and sell homes in the Durham region and Toronto for more than 20 years. Every month, I pull the official numbers from the Toronto Real Estate Board, and I break them down in plain language so that you know exactly what's happening on the ground and not just what the headlines say. If you'd like to talk about your situation, all of my contact information is down below. You can book right onto my calendar. So this month, we're looking at March 2026, and I'm giving you two comparisons. How March looks versus February, so you can see where the spring market is heading right now, and how March 2026 compares to March 2025, because the year-over-year numbers are where the real buyer story lives this month. We'll go through Durham region as a whole, then I'll break it down city by city. Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, and Clarington, because the story is very different depending on where you're looking. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the overall big picture. Durham saw 640 sales in March, up 41% from February's 454. So the spring market arrived fast. Average price came in at $835,985, slightly down from February's $850,304. But now look at the year-over-year numbers because this is where it gets really interesting for buyers. 1 year ago, March 2025, the average home price in Durham was $911,396. So we are $75,000 less than this time last year. If you were priced out of this market in spring of 2025, you have meaningfully more buying power today than you did last year. And it's not just price. 1 year ago, homes in Durham were selling in about 17 days on average. This March, they're sitting for 24 days. That's 7 extra days of decision-making time. A year ago, we were at about 2.6 months of inventory. Today, we're sitting somewhere in the 3 to 3.5 range, depending on how it's calculated. That means more homes, more time, and more flexibility for buyers. But before buyers start thinking that this is a clearance sale, let me pump the brakes. The sale to list price ratio is still 100%. Many homes are still selling at the asking price. So that 7 extra days doesn't mean that sellers are necessarily desperate. It means the market has normalized. You have more room to breathe than last year, but there's still a good chance that you need to come in with a strong, well-positioned offer. And I want to mention something here because this is where a lot of buyers get caught off guard. That 100% sale to list price ratio is an average, and averages can obviously be misleading. What's happening underneath that number is that some sellers, and of course their agents, are deliberately listing homes significantly below market value to attract as many offers as possible. That's a strategy that we haven't seen much of recently, but it's coming back, at least for the time being. We're talking listed at $699, getting 15 offers, and selling at $850, well above what the list price suggested. The strategy is designed, of course, to create urgency and competition, and it often works. So when you see a home that looks like it fits your budget perfectly, but maybe seems too good to be true, before you get too attached, you'll want to call your agent because what it's listed for and what it will actually sell for can be two very different numbers right now. This is what a shifting market looks like in real time. Not a crash, a recalibration. And it's quietly working in buyers' favor, but only if you understand how to navigate it. Now, I want to break things down city by city because the region average can also be misleading. Depending on your budget and where you're looking, you're stepping into a completely different level of competition. Let's start with Whitby. Whitby is the most competitive market in Durham right now. 142 sales in March, homes selling in 19 days, sale to list price at 100%, and just under 2 months of inventory. If Whitby is on your list, you need to be pre-approved and ready to move. But here's the number to pay attention to. 1 year ago, the average home price in Whitby was $1,008,786. This March, $863,471. That's a $145,000 drop year over year. Whitby has come back below $1 million, and that's a major shift for buyers who were watching the market last spring. Ajax is also very competitive. Months of inventory, just over 2. Sale to list price holding at 100%. Average price this March is $857,526. A year ago, it was $916,037, about $58,000 higher. But here's the nuance. A year ago, Ajax homes were selling in 15 days at 103% of asking. Today, it's 26 days at 100%. So competition has eased, but homes are still selling strong. Buyers still need a clear strategy here, and lowballing may not work. Pickering is your most expensive core Durham market at $931,827 on average. But even here, prices are down from $964,971 last March, about a $33,000 difference. It's also the only municipality approaching more balanced conditions at over 3.5 months of inventory. But we're still seeing 100% of asking in about 25 days. Clarington, including Bowmanville, Curtis, and Newcastle, sits at an average price of $821,371. That's down from $893,731 last year. That's a $72,000 difference. Median price here is around $736,000, which is strong value for the amount of space that you get in the East. Sale to list is 99% with just over 3 months of inventory. Still technically a seller's market, but one of the softer areas in the region. So if you're a move-up buyer or you need more space, Clarington is worth a serious look right now. And Oshawa, the entry point into Durham Region. Average price this March is $716,411. That's down from $769,748 last year. That's a $53,000 drop. And median price here is $688,000. Sale to list price is still 100%, and homes are still selling in about 25 days. So competition is still real. But the combination of lower prices and slightly more time makes Oshawa the most accessible option for first-time and budget-conscious buyers. A quick pause here. If you're watching this and you're trying to figure out your next move, I'd love to connect for a buyer consultation. There's a booking link in the description below. No pressure, just a conversation. So here's something else that buyers should consider. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board-wide average price in March 2026 was $1,017,796. Compare that to Durham Region at $835,985. That's about $181,000 less. Now, add the year-over-year layer. March 2025 across Trub was $1,093,254. So prices are down about $75,000 across the GTA. Durham has dropped by about the same amount. That tells you that Durham isn't an outlier or a distressed market. It's simply the most affordable entry point into a market that has corrected and stabilized. At this point, I expect prices to stay relatively stable this year, possibly trending down, but we'll see over the next few months how that plays out. So if you're a buyer in Durham Region right now, here's what March 2026 is telling you. 1, there's more inventory than last month and more than last year. That means more choice. 2, many homes are still selling at asking price. This is not typically a market for lowball offers on well-priced homes. You probably want to be strategic. And watch for underpricing. If a home is listed significantly below comparable sales, you can probably assume competition. 3, the spring market has arrived. Sales are up 41% from February. More buyers are active. If you're waiting for competition to disappear, the data doesn't support that for right now. 4, Oshawa and Clarington offer the best value right now. Whitby and Ajax require speed and preparation. 5, at around 3 months of inventory, this is still technically a seller's market. It may not feel that way if you're selling, but buyers don't have the full control here. And 6, year over year, buyers are in a stronger position than they were 12 months ago. Lower prices, more inventory, more time to decide. We'll see how long that window stays open. The spring market is accelerating. Like I mentioned, sales jumped 41% from February to March. And if that continues into April and May, inventory gets absorbed and that window of opportunity for buyers may start to close. That said, we're already starting to see more inventory hit the market in April, which would of course keep that window open longer. If new listings continue to outpace sales, that puts even more upward pressure on months of inventory, and that gives buyers even more choice and possibly more negotiating room. So that's your Durham Region market update for March 2026. If this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more local buyers find this kind of information. And please subscribe if you want these updates every month, because the market moves fast and staying informed is how you stay ahead. If you have questions about a specific neighborhood, price range, or you just want to talk through your options, the booking link is right below. You can also just send me a text or an email. I'd love to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.